The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, and welcome to Coffee Time with Blind United. Of course, I'm Ed, and I'm joined in the studio today with Carol. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for joining me this morning, and thank you once again helping me get through this this morning. Got your coffee, tea, whatever. We ready to roll, right?
I do. I got a nice hot cup of strong black coffee.
Strong and black. Hey,
Yes,
man, that's
sir.
okay. So, actually, we don't have any interest groups today either. Thursday is one of them open spots. Hopefully, folks that are on Facebook in the groups looking around, you see there's a lady in there, Aletha Donaldson. She's wanting to start a makeup group for you ladies that like wearing makeup. So she's got a post going on in the interest group, Blind United interest groups on Facebook, and she's recorded, trying to get the feel for what you guys want. Whether you want it once a month, twice a month, she's a makeup lady. She loves wearing her makeup, and she loves, sharing them tips and tricks on trying to put makeup on as a blind person, So drop in there, please, give her some feedback on that. If you're on Facebook, please drop in there and give her some feedback so we can get her on the schedule for next month. And she wants to fill this Thursday slot. That's why I've kind of brought it up as well. So empty slot. So, but anyway, we do have a few articles and stuff going on that there's an announcement that actually came out yesterday. Well, yesterday was the 15th. This came out actually on the 14th, but some changes of DOR out here. They're changing their name. They say they're getting ready to do things a little bit differently. I'm navigating to it, y'all. So anyway, this is a press release, and then we'll talk on the other end.
For immediate release. Date, May 14th, 2024. Contact, Kim Rutledge, Deputy Director, Office of Legislation and Communications. Phone, 916-558-5483. kim.rutledge@door.california.gov. California announces initiatives to increase career pathways for people with all disabilities. What you need to know. To increase work opportunity for people with all disabilities, The California Department of Rehabilitation is rebranding to Disability Works California and establishing a new office to promote employment of people with the most significant disabilities. Sacramento, the California Department of Rehabilitation, DR, the department within the California Health and Human Services Agency, CalHHS, which administers the nation's largest employment and independent living programs for individuals with disabilities, announces two innovative initiatives. Establishing the Employment First Office, EFO, which will drive the development of statewide policies that promote the employment of people with the most significant developmental disabilities, and renaming DR as Disability Works California, followed by a comprehensive rebrand and outreach campaign that will enhance its reach to all people with disabilities, as well as employers, educators, and families. People with disabilities and employers do not associate the word rehabilitation with jobs, good wages, and equity, nor does rehabilitation accurately describe the services we provide, said DR Director Joe Xavier. These initiatives will accelerate our work supporting pathways and removing barriers to employment for individuals with disabilities, modernizing the narrative on how disability is discussed, and advance Governor Newsom's vision of a California for all. Why this matters. The Employment First Office is core to DR's mission to provide a pathway for individuals with all disabilities, including those with significant developmental disabilities, to employment at competitive wages in settings with workers both with and without disabilities. The new office's efforts will focus on policy development to advance employment for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, such as autism spectrum disorder and Down syndrome. The new office will further advance the Master Plan for Developmental Services. It will also support the department and the Newsom administration's commitment to end the outdated practice of paying individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities sub-minimum wages by January 1, 2025. Too often, the incredible talents of people with disabilities are overlooked in the workforce, said Dr. Mark Ghaly, Secretary of CalHHS. We welcome this opportunity to reach every Californian with a disability who has the desire to work and ensure right from the start and throughout their lives they have equal access to meaningful career pathways. How we got here. Both DR's new name and the establishment of the Employment First Office align with Governor Newsom's proposed Master Plan for Career Education, which seeks to improve access to high-paying and fulfilling careers for all students and workers, regardless of race, gender, ability, or any other barrier to employment. It also advances the goals of the proposed Master Plan for Developmental Disabilities to strengthen supports and opportunities for community living. What happens next? The modernization effort will begin this year and include the reimagining of DR as Disability Works California in partnership with all stakeholders. The new name and branding will be designed to resonate with the diverse spectrum of disability, culture, perspectives, and lived experiences within the disability community, as well as with employers across different sectors and educators assisting students with career planning. DR will continue to work in partnership with other state departments and offices offering employment and developmental services, including the Department of Developmental Services, the Department of Social Services, and the Labor and Workforce Development Agency. DR will further engage stakeholder input to solicit community feedback on the department's rebrand. Bigger picture, these initiatives align with Governor Gavin Newsom's Master Plan for Career Education and Master Plan for Developmental Services, furthering California's commitment to provide a pathway for individuals with disabilities to employment in integrated settings at competitive wages throughout their lives. About DR, the California Department of Rehabilitation works in partnership with consumers and other stakeholders to provide services and advocacy resulting in employment, independent living, and equality for individuals with disabilities. For more information, please visit the California Department of Rehabilitation website. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Now back to the...
Well, all right. I'm glad to hear some things are coming to change. I've always thought it's very sad the way they treat, some of those folks, like you say, autism on that spectrum, Down syndrome, developmental disabilities, stuff like that, where, they put them in these workshops. I mean, it's, they pick them up with the Omni or, whatever access services. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're entitled to go work. It does them good to get them out the house and do this kind of stuff. But you take them there, then you pay them that sub minimum wage. That was a thing that always, to me, was totally wrong.
Right.
Uh, they need to be paid, a living wage. I mean, uh, uh, as long as they're getting paid a minimum wage at some point as well, there's less of a strain on the system. I mean, they're paying their part as well. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. They're paying into the system. They're paying into Social Security. Instead of taking out of it, they're paying in. They're paying their own insurance premiums and stuff instead of the state's paying it for them. That kind of stuff.
That's true.
So I mean, plus, I mean, they have a right to make them a living wage as well. And so I'm cool with it. But Joe Xavier, he's I don't know if you heard that name in there, but he's the leader, the top guy in what I guess is going to be new. The one Cal Works. I think that what
Okay.
it
Right.
Disability Works or something like that. So Cal, I can't even remember the name yet. I guess I'm gonna have to hear it a few times. But he's actually a blind individual as well. So
Hmm.
I mean, and he's so he's I hate to say it this way, but he's kind of like one of us. But
Right. Right.
it's also in conversations I've had with folks I know within the OR. Blind Field Services actually has the best success rate for their clients retaining employment,
Oh wow.
and it has a lot to do with the in essence the extensive training that we have to get in even to just go back to work. So I mean, if we go through all of this to get back to work, then we showing that we're committed to going back to work. And we want to work as long as we can. So but they're gonna do some better things to help spread some of this around, get some better training, better conditions, treatment, all that kind of stuff. I know a lot of them folks. They're also part of out here. I don't know if you guys have it in Texas, Carol, but here they call it what, regional center.
Yes. We have like a resource center here. Uh Texas Workshop. And it helps to employ individuals who have some form of disability, whether you have Alzheimer's, whether you have I'm sorry, not Alzheimer's, but Down syndrome or some
Uh,
type of
Autism on some,
autism on that spectrum, blindness,
developmental
you know
disabilities.
yes, and
Yeah.
they train you to just put you into the workforce because there's so many people that want to work, but a lot of places they look at you, they say they don't discriminate, but you just have that feeling that they do. They don't look at the
Well,
skills that you're able to provide.
I mean, and I don't know. I hate to go here. They might be okay with folks in the community working, especially folks on that level, but they may not want to work with them. They may not want to have them in the office with them.
Right, right.
That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, again, they need that social interaction as well. They need to be able to see what operating within a professional environment is about as well.
That's true. Because a lot of them with the Down syndrome, I've seen, I've ridden with them going to different places in, what we have down here called dark paratransit. But
Right.
they have them in positions that are in restaurants, but they're dishwashers. or they're people that are in the background, not waitresses, where they're able to do the same thing. They can hold a tray with, food, with cups of, beverages, but they do not put them in those type of positions. They'll put them in the back where they're not seen, you know.
Right, right, right. Well, they don't have to interact with with the customers
Yes,
and stuff
yes,
like that. I mean, I get it.
yes.
Uh,
And they feel like they're doing something wonderful because they've hired someone with a disability, but really you're just hindering them to not even be able to. You're doing the same thing. It's like they're at home. They're just making money that's not enough to make them survive on, but make them feel like they're doing something, but they're really not helping them, if that makes any sense.
it does, and that's the whole thing again. Trying to revamp that system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And allow these people to get, like I said, get them out of these, workshops and get them better training to where they can do, whatever they can do.
Right.
I mean, some of them folks is probably smarter than I am. They
True.
can do stuff
That
that
is
I
true.
can't do.
That is true. Even with blind individuals, in the customer service field, when you're calling, a lot of the training will, if you know the jobs or different programs that can help you, being a receptionist or things of that sort. An individual who you're speaking to don't know that you can't see, as long as you're being able to give them the information that they need. It's just learning how to utilize the technology that you have to be able to expedite the job as best you can for the individual that may be on the other line.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I know we had a big old thing going on here down at the center where I was trained at. They have to, continuing education kind of program through them. Training where they did call center stuff. Then they did all the employment resume stuff. They got
Right.
they got a few people jobs with the VA and stuff like that. Few different call centers. I know some. Just from following some of the folks that was going through that school, I seen some of them got jobs out of state.
Oh, wow.
Working at call centers in different places. I mean, I always thought, well, man, it's a call center. Why can't I just do it from home? I mean, as long as I'm
Right.
plugged into
Right.
the system, well, I should be
Right.
able to do that from wherever I'm at. So,
That's true.
but we'll see. I mean, they'll probably get there a little bit sooner as well. As time goes on, they've also realized that telework is what people really want. If I can do my
Right.
job from home, just let me do it from home.
That's
As long as
true.
I'm staying productive, as long as nowadays with everybody having all these quotas and everything on them, as long as I'm, accomplishing what I'm supposed to accomplish within my work time, you know, my
Right.
allotted time, let me do it from the house if I can. It
Well,
gives
it's
me a
funny
lot.
that you mentioned that from the house because, when COVID came and everyone had to work from home, a lot of people now that, things are a little better, they don't even want to go back to the office.
Well, I mean, of
They,
course, that's all exactly. The whole thing is like I said, COVID brought this all. Okay, it became a need, and then once it was accomplished, then it became a reality. So, what, we could do this.
right. That's right.
We ain't got to have these big old office spaces and all this kind of stuff. Where we got all these people commuting every day. I
That's
mean,
right.
all that. People. I mean, come on, people were commuting 2-3 hours a morning, a trip. You know
That's
what I'm
right. Just to
saying?
get to work.
Just to get to
Stressed
work,
out and all of
stressed
that.
out, all of that. Now that they you just gave them an extra 4 to 6 hours a day.
That's right.
That they could do other stuff. Of course, they're going to be more productive. They're going to be more
Yes.
rested. They're going to be less stressed.
That's right. That's right.
you know, uh, you know. Uh, uh, I mean, some of them they still want you to come in once a week. You know,
Yes.
and I guess
Yes.
that's not as bad. And you don't need the office space if you rotate the departments coming in.
That's true. That's
As
true.
long as you
It's a
ain't got
win-win all around.
you ain't got to pay all that overhead for the office space, all of that. So, plus again, what does it do for the environment? I mean, you're taking all them cars off the road every morning, every night.
That's right. That's right.
So like you say, it's a win-win situation to do telework.
Because road rage is real. I'm leaving a job angry because it's going to take me 2 hours to get home. And here it is. You didn't cut me off. What?
Well, I mean, traffic's so bad in LA, it used to be, okay, well, that ain't but a couple miles down the road, but now it's a couple miles, but it might be 45 minutes,
Ooh.
because it's just that much traffic, I mean, the freeways are just, they're just out of control.
It's about the same down here in Dallas. And no matter how much construction they try to widen the spaces, it's just too many cars to fit.
Well, everybody wants their own piece of transportation. Everybody wants it, so the more cars, of course, the more traffic you got, the more people, everybody, I mean, growing up, you had one car for the family, right?
For the whole family. That's right.
Now everybody in the family got at least one car.
That's true. That is true.
So, I mean, times are changing. That's what it is. So let's play Brittany's intro thing here. I'm gonna follow it up with this casino stuff. So
okay.
See you on the other side.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United.
Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slaw Machine. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your non-refundable payment is July 9th. Bring your game face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, Turston74@gmail.com, or Pedro at 323-631-2122, Paguilera at blindunited.org. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com. Let's hit the jackpot together.
A little quick disclaimer. You see we got in there about no refund. You will get a refund if we don't reach our limit. We got to have a certain number of people by a certain date. So, I mean, if we have to cancel, then we would be a refund. But after we commit beyond, that date, your money locked in. So, we got to have 35 seats filled by a certain time, which is right around by when the deadline is, right?
Right.
And if we close to it, we'll go ahead and commit, but like I said, if once we commit, your money locked in. Ain't no refund. I'm sorry. You might as well just get that seat away to somebody, find somebody, sell it to, something. We have to put money up to get these buses. So that's what that's all about. We got to make sure we can get our deposits back. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We got 2 different buses. We're going to do one out of, again, they're 2 different cities. how can I say, Montclair is L.A. County, right on the border of San Bernardino County, where I'm at. And then Pedro, the bus he's doing out of Buena Park, that's actually Orange County, but it's actually on the border as well of L.A. and Orange County on the south end down there. So
Sounds fun.
So hopefully we can fill both of these buses up. I think it's going to be up. We're going to be doing pretty good. I mean, we just started to put it out there yesterday for this, and I've already started receiving, people booking their spots. So we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna go down there and have fun. I'm gonna tell you, I go down there, Carol. I do. I want to do. They want us to gamble. They want us to gamble at least $20. I go in there. I go ahead, get my player's card, make sure I'm all registered, all that kind of good stuff. I go across the street to the outlet center. I go over there, do me a little shopping,
Right.
They got some places to eat over there. If I don't want to eat there, go back over to the casino and I eat there. But before I get on that bus, I'll sit down. I'll slide $20 in one of them penny machines.
Right.
And I'll just sit there and beat up on that button until,
Eat it up.
until it eats up that $20, And the thing is the slot machines, they're not accessible. That's the only thing that gets me about doing, I like doing this, a good fundraiser. People like to go gambling and stuff. So why not?
Right.
Me, I like playing blackjack, stuff like that, but not there. I do.
Right.
I like to play in Vegas. So let me just go drop that little hot 20 in there and let me go spend my money on some stuff at the outlet center.
I don't blame you.
Give me some new Ray-Bans or some Oakleys or some, some tennis shoes or something,
Right.
They got quite a few stores at that outlet center. So
that's what I'm sporting right now, some Ray-Bans. Everybody like, ooh, I love your shades. I said, I wish I could see them, but thank you.
That's right. That's right. As long as they feel good to you, that's what matters.
They feel real good. It feels like I don't even have them on. They're so light.
Right. So,
but I'm like you. I like the slots as well. But they're not user friendly as far as visual. But I generally kind of park myself behind an older person and let them feed it. And when they got to go to the bathroom, I take their seat because if they feed it, it's got to burp. So I'm hoping it burps for me.
Everybody got their theory. My wife, she used to like the wild cherries. Oh man, we walked in the casino.
Sizzling sevens. I like sizzling sevens and the diamonds.
We would walk that casino and she had to find a machine had some cherries on it, boy.
Right.
Again, this when you can see it. That's another thing now. They're all digital now as well.
They are. They really are.
Man, I miss the wheels spinning and stuff,
yes.
And the handle and the money dropping down in the tray.
Off of that bucket.
But they said I forget how much Vegas said that they saved millions of dollars a year when they took the coins out of the machines.
Really?
And handling the coins.
Oh, wow.
Because there was a whole big old routine. They had carts and guards and bags and all this. They would go through and pull the bags out the machine and put new bags in. And
right.
Then you had to take it to the money room, had to run it through the counters or scales or whatever, because they got it to a science. They know so many pounds of nickels is how many dollars,
Right, that's right.
So, but they said they saved a lot of money when they just took that whole process out of it.
Oh, wow.
So that just lets you know they ain't going back.
No,
Uh,
no, no,
uh,
no.
you know,
But it
and
wasn't
then
like it wasn't nothing like the feel of just letting those big heavy coins fall off into that plastic bucket.
I don't know. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And that might be, that might be a theme that might work for those that miss that nostalgic type of thing. Maybe open up a casino that has, the vintage stuff, the wheels,
Right,
and you still got the coins and all that stuff.
right, right.
One thing I don't miss though is how black my hands would be after running them through them coins all night long.
Oh, yeah. It's like, where did that come from?
Man, oh man, oh man. But yeah, that used to be a lot of fun. Well, that's something else. When you get your computer, Kel, we do Saturday nights. We do RS games.
Okay,
You get to sign up for RS games for free with with your desktop laptop, right?
okay, okay.
And they got slot machines, they got blackjack, they got other stuff. I mean, Monopoly, Uno.
Ooh,
E-
okay.
Everything is accessible. This platform is built for us to play these games.
Wow.
You
Well,
know,
I'm excited. I can't wait to get the computer. I'm hoping that happen before the end of the year. You never know with the way things go, but she assured me she's working on it, so I'm trusting that she is because she's been good to me.
right. Well, I mean, again, if the money is there, they just got to spend it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And I hate to say it, but as long as you got a pretty good relationship with your folks, they generally not stingy.
right, right.
I mean, but some of them, if your personality's class, then they get to acting like it's their money, and they don't want to spend none of it on you.
Mm,
I mean, so I mean, I've seen it go both directions. It's sad, but as long as you have that human interaction, there's a human element in it.
right.
You're going to run into it. You're
Yes,
going to definitely going
yes.
to run into it. So anyway, let's move on. I got another article you might find interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, this one here is I'm think about this one on the other end. Has this ever happened to you?
Oh,
That gift card in your wallet might be worthless. Card draining scams cost Americans nearly $230 million a year. Of the many things that are debilitating after the death of a child, celebrating my own birthday was one of the most challenging. But in the summer of 2014, I had to do just that. The thought was daunting. How was I supposed to celebrate 45 years on Earth when my daughter Alice was only granted 2 years and 11 days? The previous August, Alice had died during a nap. The cause was undetermined, sudden unexplained death in childhood, or SUDC, they called it. A few months later, my marriage collapsed and I had to relocate. My will to live was slippery at best, but I knew I had to keep afloat for my eldest daughter, Grace, who loves birthdays, parties, and merriment. I had to fake it until you make it for her sake. At a small birthday party with the dear friends who supported me during this agonizing life chapter, I was surprised with a $1,000 Visa gift card to help with moving expenses. I was moved all right. Although I felt horrible that I required this type of assistance, I was grateful for the help. So, when I followed the instructions to register the card, only to find it had a balance of 0, I panicked. Had I done something wrong? Had I entered the numbers incorrectly? Was the card ever out of my possession? Maybe I was finally losing my mind. The good news, I was not insane. The bad news, my friends and I were the victims of card draining, which happens when thieves steal gift cards, copy or alter the card numbers off-site, use the available funds, and then return the worthless cards to the sales rack, unbeknownst to the store or potential purchaser. By the time the owner attempts to use the card, the money is long gone. Once I caught my breath after discovering the theft, I called the support number on the back of the card. Many option menus later, I finally got a human on the line. They told me they couldn't do anything for me without the receipt. it was already a grueling time in my life. I felt like a burden and was embarrassed to tell my friends the card had a zero balance. The last thing I wanted to do was create more work for them, and I knew they would feel bad I couldn't use the funds immediately and may never get them back. Maybe I wouldn't tell them and just call it yet another loss? But then I became angry. I felt violated. I cried. Eventually, I told my friend Katie. She was horrified, but luckily, she'd kept the receipt. Still, it took us over 4 months of back and forth with Visa to replace the funds. Others aren't so lucky. A 2022 AARP study found that 1 in 4 U.S. adults has been the victim of card draining, and more than half the victims reported they were unable to recoup the funds. Companies have different rules regarding fraud on their gift cards, but for most, unless you have the receipt and report the fraud within 60 days, you may not get your money back. At the time, I did not know to report the fraud to the Federal Trade Commission, but now I know it would be my second phone call, immediately after I called the number on the back of the card, receipt in hand. An FTC report found that 48,000 cases of gift card draining occurred in 2022, totaling $228 million in losses. The Department of Homeland Security recently began investigating gift card fraud and the potential involvement of Chinese organized crime rings, ProPublica reported. Investigators believe the funds obtained from card draining are being used to fund other criminal activities, such as drug and human trafficking. Because Katie kept the receipt and I had not attempted to check the balance on a third-party site, we were able to eventually recover the funds. The third-party sites are often created by thieves to capture gift card details. Had I known how common this fraud was, I would have registered the card the second I received it. It is possible the funds were already drained, but the faster the theft is reported to the issuing company, the better. While my gift card did not show signs of tearing, opening, or tampering, its package design left the barcode and pin sticker visible. I no longer purchase gift cards in this type of packaging. Ideally, any important numbers are concealed within the packaging or have clear, additional security features noted on the packaging. When possible, I avoid purchasing cards that are on open racks in the middle of a store, instead choosing cards that are kept behind the counter or glass. Purchasing gift cards with a credit card that has fraud protection can add an additional layer of support. Americans purchase roughly $200 billion worth of gift cards a year. Until better protections are in place, either by the card companies or the government, everyone faces the possibility of getting scammed. I thought this was safer than giving you cash, Katie lamented, admitting her mistake. For now, we're both swearing off of them for good. Now back to the coffee time crew.
I don't myself particularly like gift cards either. For myself personally, when I get them, I rarely use them. I, generally repurpose them, re-give them out. But I will buy them. But I'm not one to go. I mean, you pretty much buy gift cards anywhere now. That's the scary part.
Yes, you can.
I know I did one not too long ago. I had my daughter pick up one not too long ago. Come to find out, it was a 4-in-1. It was a gift card you could use at 4 different venues, types of business.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know what. But generally myself, when I'm doing it like holidays or whatever, I find it's a lot easier. I just order them through Amazon or something like that. I get them an Amazon card or maybe a Visa card. That way they can take it wherever they want.
Right. Right.
So, and again,
I don't do a lot of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't do a lot of gift cards myself. I do get them sometimes for gifts, but they're generally just for restaurants, where it'll be like 4 different restaurants, maybe Olive Garden, Red Lobster, different places like that. But to just purchase some to give out, I don't. I rather just send money, Cash App or something like that.
Right. Well, And again, we get a few here and there because of what we do. I mean, we'll be giving gift cards away Sunday. We'll be giving gift cards away, the following Saturday.
Right.
When we're doing our events and stuff like that. That amazed me. People wonder why we do fundraising. Well, because we're giving it right back. you know, we make it fun though. You help us, and then we make it fun for you. Yeah, we're making a little extra, but we're spending a lot more. So. But anyway, yeah, these gift cards are something else. Thieves. I mean, I know people. They want to put it on, the Chinese and this and that and whatever. There's a lot of low level people that get a hold of these different programs and they know how to scan and get cards. You got little smaller operations where I know you heard of like some of these ATMs and
Yes,
like
yes,
that where they got a little overlay they put over the card slot.
yes. When
When
you
you
slide it
slide
in,
your
they can get all
card
your
in,
information.
they get
Hmm.
all your info. I mean, not
Yes,
I mean, they're a little bit more people don't realize, but that technology is not hard to get a hold of now. So I mean, back in the day, maybe when it was first getting started, when that technology first came out, maybe it was them big organizations that was doing it, but uh, not as much now. I don't think. I think it's a lot more lower level stuff. Independent criminals surfing the internet. Just different little stuff. I mean, like I say, creating a website where people go in to check their card and they get your info. You voluntarily give it to them in essence to check the balance, and now they got your info. As soon as you disconnect, they done spent your money. I hate to laugh, but I mean uh, crooks are going to be crooks.
it's crazy.
I mean, if you got it in your head that that's the way you're going to make your money, trust and believe that's what you're going to do. I mean, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. I mean, locking them up, okay. I mean, yeah, but now you look at what it's costing you to lock them up.
That's right.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy. You end up just warehousing people. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's some crazy stuff out here, Carol. It's
It
some
just
really
gets they
really
get
crazy
smarter
stuff.
and smarter and smarter. Things you never would think that people would do, they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's really really something else. So yeah, but
I
yeah.
don't think I'll be buying me any gift cards anytime soon, though.
Well, I mean, again, I generally try to stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? Especially as well as the whole thing. If I'm not buying them, digitally, on the internet or something like that, what
Right,
I do,
right.
that kind of thing. Uh, that receipt, I'm not gonna know what happened to that receipt. I'm
No,
gonna give you the receipt with the gift card.
that's right.
You know, so
And one thing I did notice that they didn't say, I wonder if it's a certain time of year, like around Christmas time, or right after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, that type of stuff. I wonder if it's certain times of the year where you're more vulnerable.
well, I'm not gonna say that it's not definitely it's definitely feasible that during the holiday season that it would surge, but at the
Right.
same time, I mean, gift cards have become such a common staple now.
That's true.
I mean, people don't put a lot of thought into what they want to buy people anymore. At the same time, I mean, again, how many times have you went and bought something and you could tell, well, I could tell when I had vision anyway. Since I lost my sight, I could tell by the sound of their voice, or they were disappointed in something that you picked
right.
out.
That's right.
So you don't want to give them that disappointment. You rather, you know what? Let me just give you a couple of dollars. You get what you want.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I ain't getting you what you want, maybe you put this on it if you ain't got enough. So I got 5 on it.
Right. Right.
Piece your gift cards together and get what you truly want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who knows? Maybe you get lucky enough to get enough gift cards to go buy you a Cadillac or something. I don't know.
Hey, I give them a gift card for the liquor store. That way you can buy whatever you want.
Right. Then they take them. A lot of times they take them as well.
Yes.
The only bad thing, see, digital money is what's really got us in trouble. In my opinion. When we were dealing with cash, I'm not going to say we didn't have counterfeit out there, but counterfeiting was extremely hard to do.
Yes.
To get the whole thing together, you got to get the image right, the paper right, the ink right, the texture right. There's a lot going on with money. With this digital stuff, people don't even pay attention to the cards anymore because it's all about the information that's in the card.
That's right.
I remember back in the day, folks had those little scanners, right? And they were getting the information off these credit cards. And, they would take your information and put it on John Doe's card. So,
right.
People are not even really looking at the name on the card. They just swiping it and letting, that go that way.
Right.
It was just that blatant, I guess that's the word for I wanted to use. I don't know. But, it's crazy.
My Bank of America card used to have my picture on it. They no longer do pictures anymore because people weren't even looking at it. They just take it and wouldn't even make sure that it's you.
I remember when you had to show a driver's license with your credit card. They don't even do that no more. Now they don't even care. Even now, I give my card to my family. Here, baby, go do my shopping for me or whatever. Here's my pen, whatever. So
right.
It's convenient, but at the same time, it creates a level of vulnerability with this digital stuff. So anyway, let me. I got one more little article. Pedro sent me. Let's see what you think about this one.
Mona Lisa's mysterious background decrypted by art-loving geologist. Over 500 years after Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, an academic believes she has unraveled the mystery about the backdrop to one of the world's most famous works of art. Art historians have long debated its landscape, speculating on the locations that could have inspired Leonardo, but the geologist and Italian Renaissance specialist and Pizarro thinks she has pinpointed it to Lecco in northern Italy. When I came to Lecco, I realized he had painted the Mona Lisa here, Pizarro said, speaking of the small town on the shores of Lake Como, hitherto best known as the setting of Alessandro Manzoni's masterpiece novel, The Betrothed. According to the scholar, the arched bridge depicted in the painting would correspond to the 14th century Ponte Azzone Visconti, even though previous theories had related it to similar structures in other Italian cities, such as Arezzo and Baio. Pizarro is not the first person to have claimed to have solved the mystery, but she cites her knowledge of geology to back her claims. The bridge to me was not the important aspect of painting, Pizarro said. In the other hypotheses, the geology was just incorrect. The geologist found that rock formations in Lecco were limestone, which matched what is depicted behind the noblewoman. When you look at the Mona Lisa, you see this part of the Adda River, and you see another lake behind it, which are perfectly shown underneath these sawtooth mountains, she said, from the spot where the scene could have been painted. Pizzaresso's research on Leonardo shows perfectly the extent to which the artist and the scientist came together, said Michael Daly, Executive Director of Art Watch UK, a non-profit organization monitoring the conservation of artworks. No art historian is qualified to take and on in terms of her scientific understanding. The other studies are dead ducks now, he said. Now back to the coffee time crew.
It's amazing to me that people really get into art that deep.
To look in the background of the Mona Lisa, huh?
and see some sort of a code, kind of
Right.
thing. I mean, the thing about art is it's art. It's just
That's
something
it.
that's creative. I mean, maybe it was something he seen at some point in his life in some other location or whatever. Maybe the whole backdrop of the image. I mean, the main portrait of the image was supposed to be about the woman, my understanding.
Right.
You know, and then the backdrop was just, could have been just little memories from, throughout his life. You know, maybe things that he felt were just as beautiful as the Mona Lisa herself, or whatever. So,
Yeah, she was a very handsome woman.
you know,
What I
so
could see, it's like, ugh.
well, I'm being honest. I mean, I can't remember what he looked like. I've never been an art kind of person that way.
Right,
I
right.
don't know, maybe my artistic talents was in, dealing with the cars and the custom paint and interiors
Right.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but no,
Yes.
I wasn't into all of that kind of stuff. So, but that's some crazy stuff there that people actually get into it that deep.
Deep. Have nothing better to do than to analyze someone else's photograph that happened way, way back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's amazing to me, but what you gonna do? I mean, people gotta have something. I mean, look at they go to school for 6, 8 years, whatever the case may be, get a master's in art appreciation.
Right, right.
You know, I mean, like that. I mean, is there really that many careers out there where you need that type of degree? I mean,
No.
uh, I mean, I've seen, in movies or whatever. I don't know how true it is, where you have, like folks that, matter of fact, what was that? With the spinoff from the Cosby Show, A Different World.
Okay.
I remember at one point, what's the old girl? She ended up becoming
Whitley?
Whitley became working for some corporation buying art for them and stuff like that.
Right, right,
So
right.
I mean, I guess they're, in the corporate world, they, maybe there's a niche for that. I don't know.
Might
You be
be.
an art buyer, so, uh, but I mean, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy to me. But what you gonna say? Well, I mean, different strokes for different folks, I guess. But I guess we got to have them all to make the world go round, right?
You're right. You're right. Takes a little bit of everybody and everything.
So, anyway, we're getting really, really close. I think I pretty much said most of what I wanted to say today. I haven't brought up Jimmy and You Can't Give. I always like to, like I said, think about him and what he's trying to do for his community, or well, our community around the
Right.
world. What You Can't Give, and again, we just want to do everything we can to help him out in any way we can. So either go over to his website, youcan'tgive.org, and you can help him out over there, or you can get at me at info@blindunited.org. And I can give you information, whatever, however you want to do it. We just want to help Jimmy do his thing. He's a great cause, great cause.
Amazing.
Uh,
Absolutely amazing.
so I always want to help him as much as we can. So, but other than that, like I said, we just got these couple events. The weekends are here. Got a couple more days, but Sunday we will be giving away that money at the scholarship. Uh, uh, and then the following Sunday we're gonna have a party. Following Saturday, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's the color party.
Yeah, the color party. We got that going on. Of course, you heard the bus trip. The one we have
Yes.
is also the. I think I told you. I think I mentioned it. We got another one. Is on June the 22nd. We got another event coming up. It's called. Well, we're calling it "Turn It Up and Paint."
Yes, you did tell me that. Right
Yeah,
after Juneteenth. Got it going on.
yeah. You come on out and get your little something that you turn up on, and get your paint on, and get your eat
Get your
on,
sippy
and
so you can be slippery.
you know, you want to jump in the pool. We got a pool for you. We got a jacuzzi for you. Uh, Whatever you want to do, you can do it. So,
Oh, y'all turn it up. Turn
oh
down
yeah,
for
yeah,
what?
yeah. Cheryl has graciously opened her home to us for this one.
Okay.
So we have access to her pool and her jacuzzi. She's got a beautiful backyard. Got a
Mm.
waterfall and everything in it. So
Wow.
yeah,
Nice. Nice.
her and her husband, they put that house together. But yeah, we'll be hanging out over there, and like I said, you can take a dip in the pool. Might be a little too warm to get in the jacuzzi. That's up to you, but won't nobody really be sitting out in the sun. We got tents and all that stuff that we set up on that side yard, and all the tables and stuff will be under there, so you don't have to worry about sitting out in that direct sunlight. You know, get you some carne asada nachos and sip on your favorite beverage and have fun, hang out for a while.
Sound like a great time.
You
I'm gonna
know.
have to get a plane ticket for real. Y'all got a whole lot of stuff going. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Cheryl's been doing a lot of this stuff for a long time. She got another group that she's working with that she's created several years ago. It's called the Diamond Club.
Okay.
They go on cruises, all kind of stuff.
Oh wow.
So I mean, they've been on, what was it, 14-day cruises to Hawaii.
Woo.
10-day cruises to Alaska. I mean, they're going to be down in the Caribbean next year.
Well, sound
I
like
forget
I'm gonna
what.
have to get some employment. Some more employment. What was that story earlier? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something to kind of rub elbows with her, cause
Well, I mean, plus what they do is they plan their trips far enough out as well, where you can make payments on it.
right, that's true.
So
And that's a smart way to do it. I mean, even when I was working, after retiring after 32 years, that's how I did it. I would actually just, save a little bit each month to plan for my vacation for the following year.
and that's basically, like I said, they make up their mind. All right. I mean, I think they do one cruise a year, so they plan that. They get their pricing, they book it. You know what I'm saying? They put their down payments on them, and then they just make payments on them for the rest of the year.
Right.
Different stuff. I mean, they got a calendar. So that's another thing. With you combining the two different. For her, dealing with two different groups, organizations, she's got to juggle the different calendars and all that other kind of stuff. So
Right.
she's got a lot going on. So, but at the same time, we're trying to have a lot going on over here as well. So,
Oh, you do. You do, and
uh,
I'm
you
loving
know,
it.
my big thing is being, sitting here on my computer and doing all of what I do here in front of my computer. Matter of fact, I'll be hopefully I'll be on my new computer tomorrow.
Oh wow, look at you.
I got it sitting here. We started downloading all the stuff off of this one last night. So
Good deal.
since I
Now,
don't
is it
have
a
any
regular desktop model or is it a laptop?
well it's a newer what they call microcomputers, Carol.
Okay.
So they're not the big towers and stuff anymore. They're more solid state.
Okay.
So they're much smaller. Even the one I'm using right now, it's what they call a microcomputer. Is 4x4 square, but it's only like an inch and a half thick.
Okay.
So it's like a little box, right?
Yes, Dan.
And it's literally made to be mounted on the back of the monitor.
Really?
Yeah, it gives you a little bracket, with the little screws and stuff. You can mount it right to the back of your monitor,
Right. Right.
So the one I just bought is actually where this one is 4x4, that one is 7x7.
Okay.
But it's
So that's
about the
much
same.
bigger.
Yeah, it's much bigger. It's thicker. It's
Right.
about the same thickness. I'm sorry, but at the same time, it's a lot more powerful. I guess a better way to put it. It's got all the more up to date
The
chips.
bells and whistles.
Yeah, the processors and all that other kind of stuff, and so this one here, the one I got, it should last me a good little while. I
Okay.
shouldn't
Good
have to worry
deal.
about buying me a computer for a while. That's the goal right there.
Yes.
Not to want to have to buy one for a while. So, but hopefully I'll be able to get it all converted over today and be on my new one in the morning. There's always a scary time for me when this happens. You got stuff that's working and then you're trying to upgrade, but then the upgrade don't work right. And now you're stuck because you done disconnected what you already had.
Right. Right.
You get caught up out here in the middle of nowhere with nothing, right? So
Right.
y'all wish me luck. If you see me in
Definitely
the
will.
morning, see me in the morning. If you don't see me in the morning, I
We
ran
know
into
what
some
happened.
technical difficulties, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So, but anyway, everybody enjoy the rest of your day. It is Thursday, so go and make sure you get you a nice tall one a little bit later on today. And like I said, just keep your thoughts and prayers out for me, and I'll see you in the morning. Y'all have a great day.